few months ago, we purchased this vacant land.
Why? Well, we were priced out of the real estate market. So we decided that we're gonna try to build a home ourselves.
Despite having zero previous building experience. But before we start on the main house, we're building a tiny cabin that will allow us to stay on the property while we build. Hence the gravel pad.
And because, well, we have no experience, this will let us practice all the necessary skills like framing, roofing, and all that other fun stuff. This will come in handy. This stuff is sharp. Oh yeah.
You can hear the gas moving around too, so.
Oh, I thought you said you could hear my gas.
No, I heard that last night though. But there is a catch. It's already September, which means we have about 10 to 12 weeks before we're under inches to feet of snow. And after the last few weeks of clearing these trees, grading the site, I think we're finally ready to start.
But before we start, we gotta grade that gravel pad.
Oh.
Come on.
Okay, now that we've got our area cleared and our gravel base down, there's a couple trees that do need to come down just because they're leaning a little bit or they're a hazard or they will actually be in the way of a building. So a couple trees and then we're gonna start leveling. Yeah?
But because we're pretty sick of cutting down trees.
We're sick of it because we've literally been doing it for weeks on end, but you have to clear the build site somehow.
Should we just speed up the whole thing? We're gonna do this in 3 seconds. So the area here we decided to put the tiny house is not exactly perfectly level. So we might be moving lots of gravel. My abs hurt already.
That's all you got? Yeah.
Get that rock out. We need a tractor.
Tractor's not in the budget, unfortunately, but is this even doing anything? Let's put the root.
This is one of those things where it's an unbelievable pain in the tush to do, but we'll be happy that we did. Or at least I hope.
In the last episode, we cleared a spot for our tiny cabin and made progress on the future build site of our forever home. And since buying the land, we've been preparing not just the property, but ourselves. Learning building skills, exploring what was left behind, and running heavy machinery to get ready for what's ahead. And last week, we extended the driveway, and all that leftover aggregate became the base of this future tiny cabin. But now, we gotta level the sucker.
What time is it?
You can time this? My guess it takes 3 hours.
So it's 2:30, you think it's gonna take till 5:30? My guess is 8:30.
I say we have the skis done by the time we go to bed.
I love your optimism.
Atta girl, do your little dump truck thing. There you go.
Beep, beep. Okay, my back is
Perfect. Now we'll just do that 9 or 10 million more times.
definitely not like regretting every life choice that ever led up to this moment, but.
So although we're trying to make this as level as possible, the structure itself won't be directly onto the gravel. It will actually be on these 4-inch thick, 18 by 18 footing pads of pure casted concrete. So those concrete pads are going to go on top of the gravel to lift up the skis. And the skis are 4 by 8 by 20 span Douglas fir beams. And the reason why we're doing skis, we're calling them skis, is so that if we ever wanted to move this tiny house, this cabin, to another location on the land, we could actually drag it.
So we do want to level out this gravel base as best we can because those concrete pads weigh 105 or 115 pounds each. So we would love for those to be as level as possible before we set them. But also it means those are the most important things to have level. So while everything else needs to be mostly level, oh my God, I don't know what just happened.
You just glitched in the matrix.
Sorry, I literally just glitched so hard. That also means that only the concrete pads themselves, we have 6 of them, those need to be the most meticulously leveled. Everything else just needs to be generally leveled.
I know a lot of people choose to do like timber around the edges of a gravel pad for a shed. We just don't know if it's gonna stay exactly here forever. So it's a lot of money in timber. So it's just like an unnecessary expense. It's really an aesthetic thing. We do like aesthetic, but I also like not being so broke.
All right, time to compact the gravel.
Whoa, there we go.
Wow, this is gonna be a very small cabin.
It's not big.
So do you want to start with this one then and we base everything else off this?
Yeah.
But I think the goal here is just level this guy out so that when we go and put the very big, heavy concrete blocks on here, there will be minimal adjustments required.
Well, I wouldn't say that this job rocks, but I'm really trying to tamp my expectations here.
I think that's enough. You can spread it bigger than what that is as well. A little tamp. Is that enough? Okay, you ready for this? These are 105 pounds each. Together, it's not gonna be terrible. Getting them from here to there, ouchie.
Yeah, can you get like one edge down? I'm not even being dramatic. Oh my God, I can't even drag that. Oh, that's not so bad.
Well, it's split between two people. It's bad if it's alone. Your side down.
Oh wait, my finger's under there. Underneath my leg needs to come up the tiniest smidgen, and then also the tiniest smidgen. They're in between the lines, but it's definitely skewed one way.
Good?
Yeah, slowly. Oh, that's pretty bang on.
I have a feeling that we're way too far to the edge. Like we needed to mark it. All right, change of plans. We sort of like missed our mark for where that pad was going, and it kind of like got too close to the edge. We took a step back, and I think the best thing we could do is string line a straight line from front to back to make sure all the pads are square with each other, and then go from there.
Using a string line makes so much sense. We have a straight line to align the pads, and we can measure between the skis. We can also use a line level to make sure the concrete pads are equal height to each other.
Well, we are learning. One slow day and mistake at a time, because now it's almost dinner time, and all we've done is move some gravel.
You got paint all over your shirt, babe.
Sick.
Your brand new, nice shirt.
I just feel like at this point, all my clothes are work clothes.
With the daylight dwindling, our spirits are still high, even though this is taking way longer than we thought. In hindsight, my guess that this would take 3 hours is pretty hilarious, but it's how it goes when you're doing something for the very first time.
You ready? Come up.
Can you drop it? This one's gonna need some adjustment.
This edge quite a bit. Yep, she's perfect.
Yeah, you are. Step when you're hangry. Well, good morning. Last night we lost the light and lost the energy, and we just stopped. Anyways, back to the gravel pad, and hopefully we'll build a base today. Don't hold me to it, because we're slow.
Before we passed out last night, we were able to get 2 of these blocks done. But we started with this one. This one is our reference stone. So that one we leveled, and then obviously, so that these were level and it was level to itself, if that makes sense. Like it's level in itself, but it's also level to the first one. And then each one we do after that, because there's 4 more, they're all gonna have to be leveled to each other as well as level on their own.
That was a word salad.
How else do you explain that?
Luckily, I like salad. Except when you like salad so big that you just chew the whole time. I like a good Cobb salad.
Or like a Mediterranean salad, but with very little lettuce.
Ooh, grilled vegetable salad. When you grill the veggies and then you chop them up. Red wine vinegar, Mediterranean vinaigrette.
That sounds very good.
Wow, we should make a
Ooh,
cookbook.
caprese salad, whatever salad.
Okay,
Those are good.
enough salad talk. Time to get to work. Step over. We're gonna step over.
Yeah, just take it 1 foot at a time.
Are you
Up.
Are you sure? Okay, it's not so bad.
You should make sure your foot clears it.
One side, drop it. Next, supervisor's on site.
The next corner, or do you want to do? Okay.
Yep. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Drop.
Yep, my fingers are out of the way. It's rough.
Roughly awesome. So this will be in the middle.
Okay.
Of that paint line. In before they're like so terribly off in height.
They're going to be, because I can tell just by looking at it. The second one we placed is going to need to come up. And then I think the middle one might need to come down that we're about to place right now. But we'll find out.
That's why we got the string line. We'll find out in 2 seconds. 1, 2, 3, drop.
Yep.
We set up these string lines last night with a line level. So we should be able to use a tape to see how far they're off. So this one is almost exactly 9 inches. This one, 8.5. So that needs to come up a half. That's not that bad.
It needs to go down a half.
And this one is actually, it says 9.5, so it needs to come up a half an inch. So that's down half an inch and up a half an inch. Yeah, rock, smushy. Almost, it's now 5/8. We went down an eighth. 9 3/4. See?
How is that bang on?
Because it's equal height, because the line's level.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
My analogy to this, because it's just gonna it will fill in the rocks. It's like when you eat a meal and you're so full, but there's always room for ice cream because it just like melts between the cracks of your food in your stomach.
I hate that, but it's so true. In this hole here. That's pretty good. Well, we are getting the hang of it, but we're gonna save you the trouble and we're just gonna speed through this work. All right, cue the fun montage in 3, 2, 1.
What follows is a brief construction montage.
And level. Yay.
We hope you enjoyed this brief construction montage.
This one definitely took a little bit longer than the other one we did today because it had to be built up quite a bit.
An inch and a quarter.
An inch and a quarter. It was down from these. Took a little bit more finagling, a little bit more back and forth with everything, but we finally got it. The last test will be with the big timber against this guy and this guy. That's perfect. The moment of truth. It's good, but it's not great.
As you can imagine, preparing for a house build can get overwhelming at times and requires a lot of research. Thankfully, there is an internet browser out there with some powerful features that help make things a little easier. And that's why we're happy to introduce Opera as the sponsor of today's video. Opera is a browser packed with features and built-in tools that allows us to seamlessly do our research, order materials, and everyday browsing without getting overwhelmed. One of its really helpful features is Aria, a free built-in AI tool where we can give tab commands that save so much time when it comes to organizing tabs. There's a quick shortcut to the command line where I can simply ask Aria to group, pin, or save our tabs, and our tabs are instantly managed for us. There's even a split screen in Opera, which we found quite helpful when comparing similar products against each other, without having to go back and forth between tabs a million times. I just have to simply drag the tab downward to go to the split screen, and there is no manual resizing necessary. One thing that really stands out about Opera is their video pop-out feature, which allows you to detach the video you're watching and keep yourself entertained while you're browsing other tabs simultaneously. And if you're someone like me who often has multiple tabs open at once, the tab traces feature is really helpful for visually tracking which tabs have been used most recently thanks to this underline, where the darker the underline, the more recent the tab. So we never have to manually sift through our tabs if we want to find the right one ever again. Opera truly has so many great features. Whether you're planning a major project like us or just your everyday browsing, Opera is there to make your online experience seamless and much more enjoyable. Check out the link in the description below to get Opera for yourself, and thank you so much to Opera for sponsoring this video and supporting us in making our build possible.
All right, well, we might have spoke too soon. The pad we just laid was perfectly level with the others, but this one seemed a little bit low, and they all need to be level to each other.
Better, but not great.
Take me by the hand, make me understand.
Oh, we messed this side up quite a bit. Okay, maybe we just tamp the ever-loving out of that. This side's great.
Okay.
Feel so sad and blue.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
I miss you, pretty baby.
I know it's like the tire flips.
I don't know what to do.
Perfect. Level's a little dirty, but our work isn't.
What am I gonna do?
She's level.
Are we done?
We're done, yeah, for the most
Look
part.
at my hand shaking.
Oh my God.
And here's the moment that we've all been waiting for. Did we do this right?
All right, moment of the truth. Perfect.
Is it?
Yeah, come here. Look. Just need to check if we are as dumb as we look.
You know what? It only took us an entire day, but we got it. Yeah, I think it's definitely good to take a second, even though this is just like a silly little stage of this entire tiny build. But it's really big for us because it's the first time we've ever done this before, and we actually nailed it.
I think we did great.
I think we did do great.
I think I have splinters in my hands, but I think we did great. I must say that string line came in clutch, and we did that in tandem with using the timber to level it. Good combo.
Yeah, it was a really good combo because it allowed us to make sure that they were level to each other before leveling itself. Because it doesn't matter if it's level, if it all has to come up 2 inches like that last one. That last one was a doozy.
A doozy.
A doozy.
Might be a little bit easier to see how we plan to build this structure on the foundation now. We have the gravel pad, that's nice and compressed. We have our 4 by 18 by 18 concrete pads, and then we have a 4x8, a Douglas fir timber. Everything's up off the ground. It's gonna be a great little foundation, and I'm so happy that it's level and we can move on. We're just excited to actually build, and moving some gravel honestly isn't that exciting. Oh, holy shite balls.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we are at approximately 20 inches.
I got approximately 16.5 inches.
The next step is to take these 10-foot long Douglas fir 4x4s and cut them down to 5 feet. These won't really do anything structurally per se, but they will help the foundation and ski system thingy-majiggy remain more rigid and square.
All right, so now we have our foundation done. Looks pretty sick. All right, well, here's the scoop. So we got a shipment of wood, and we were so careful and diligent about having enough pieces and ordering enough pieces. But the thing is, we gave the order over the phone, and it turns out that we're missing all of our pressure treated wood for the decking, the foundation, so we can't proceed. Instead of all of them being pressure treated, they are actually just regular spruce. You know, it's bound to happen. We've never done this before. We've never ordered materials before and had it delivered. And we were so rushed for time because they were closing in 10 minutes so that we could get the order in time. These things are bound to happen. It's all a part of a learning. So we're gonna go solve the problem. And my supervisor's not mad. He actually just wants some pets. Home Depot run later, and we'll be back to making some progress. Supervisor reporting for duty, and laborers on duty.
Ready?
All right, carry on.
My wayward son. There'll be peace when we are done. Lay our weary heads to rest.
You can cry no more.
We won't cry no more.
Oh, but I cry all the time. You gonna do 2 at a time?
Yeah.
Do you want gloves?
Yeah. There's also a bee on it.
To be or not to be? The slings and arrows of outrageous lumber prices.
Starting this and... Yeah, my bad.
Oops.
Now that we're ready to build our base, we did have to get a little bit creative because obviously we live in Canada. We have extreme heat and extreme cold, different temperatures. We want the floor to be able to breathe because if we sealed everything up, it would just rot on us. The insulation would get moldy and it would just not be good. So we've devised a bit of a plan.
And it involves lasagna.
It does involve lasagna. Gluten-free, of course, for Colin. So these will be our floor joists, and we're gonna have our batting insulation inside. But to prevent any animals from coming in and stealing our insulation, while also allowing for any moisture to escape, we are going to line the bottom with house wrap. And then on top of that, we will put this metal lath. And then this will hopefully prevent any animals from coming in and chewing. And because our metal lath house wrap system will be on the bottom, we won't be able to access it once we actually build the base to then get under and staple it all in. So we're going to build it on top and then flip it. And also because it's an 8 by 20 foot structure, it's gonna be really heavy. So we did come up with a creative way that we could kind of break it up to make it a little bit more manageable for us to then flip over. So then we can do our insulation, subfloor, vapor barrier somewhere in there, and the rest of it.
First things first, we gotta mark out our boards.
Thankfully, I watched a bunch of YouTube videos last night to figure out how to get this 16-inch on center correct, including that nail trick.
Saw delivery. I know a lot of people that are doing this type of stuff. They aren't using a miter saw. They're using a circ saw off their foot, cutting off the edges, and I'm sure we'll get there. But for now, Paige's request, let's be extra safe. And we get to use our cool miter saw.
13, 14, 15.
Okay, let's start with 16 at 7'9".
Let's also cut one at 7'9" and sandwich it between two boards and just double check before we cut them all.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect.
8 feet?
Yeah.
Okay, 7'9's away.
Okay, you ready to do 16 of them?
Yep. like you got a good little assembly line going. I cut, or I measure, cut. Once it's cut, Colin grabs a board, puts it out. I grab a new board, do it all over again. Keep her going. Be slow, but we're moving.
All right,
So,
now the fun part.
yeah.
You know, it'd be fun
What?
that we did this all wrong and then we cut all the wood and you can't return it because we cut the wood, but we actually measured wrong.
Are we doing it wrong?
No, I just have this constant fear that I am. Now the fun part, figuring out how a framing nailer works.
Oh, yeah.
I watched a couple videos. Nose has got to go in, and you fire away. So Paige, you just stick the nose in and fire. Papa! You want to try one?
Yeah. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, and then you just let it go, and it'll just give you a little kick. What do you think?
That's powerful.
You ready?
Yep.
Do you want me to do the nailing?
Yep.
Okay. You ready?
Yep. Just don't miss the board and hit me.
Don't miss the board and hit you. First nail in anything we've ever constructed for real. Oh. That's it, baby.
This is nutty.
I know, this is exciting. God, this thing's gonna be so heavy. There's me with 2 boards. Wow, that's easier than hammering. You wanna try?
Here goes nothing. Just hold it with one hand.
Yeah.
I'm not used for like the bounce back.
You missed. It's gonna be a small house. I'll tell you that for free.
If it's gonna be way bigger than the van, I can also tell you that for free.
Oh, this just bent.
No. Colin, no. Something's happening.
I think they're shooting in sideways.
We did reload it. Did we reload them backwards?
Something happened with our nails. It looked like a loose one, like it was just one on the top, and it was kind of on an angle. So instead of being parallel like this, it was like one was dangling. So I'm just gonna reload it and see if that fixes it. Yeah, I think it was the magazine. You took out the middle one?
Yeah.
So don't overload the magazine. Is that our solution right now?
Yeah.
There we are.
Well, that's what, 1/3?
First, let's check how heavy this sucker is. If I can do this, we're good by myself. So I say we do as much of the blocking as we can.
But we just have to remember that this one gets special treatment. Do we do that now, though?
Yeah, why not? Well, we mentioned before that we were doing this in kind of a funny way. One board here is actually 8 feet long, and the other one across is 12 feet long. That doesn't make much sense, does it? Because we could build the platform in 2 pieces, 2 10-foot pieces, but instead we have an 8-foot piece and a 12-foot piece. Can you explain what's going on, Paige?
So instead of making 2 10-foot boards, where attaching it would be tricky because on both sides of the structure, the 10-foot would meet and it could create a bit of a weak point.
Yep.
Instead, what we're doing is we're offsetting it. So one is going to be 8 feet in and the other one is going to be 12 feet in on the other side.
So there'll be a double rim joist style thing here with a stud up to this one. And then instead of it being on the same one where it might connect, we're staggering it over, 3 joists, and then that will be a connection there.
If we pretend that this is a 12-foot board, it will slide in and connect like that.
Anyways, that's our unique strategy to try to do a cabin decking flooring system in 2 pieces. Let us know in the comments if you think that was smart.
Well, by the time this is posted, it's going to be too late.
That's true.
So maybe don't tell us.
Maybe just say, we love you guys. We love you in the comments. You're doing a great job in the comments. You're really handsome in the comments. We love Benji in the comments. You can say other nice things.
Only things about you and Benji, eh? Nothing about me? You don't have anything nice to say about me? Huh? That's it.
You're losing it. Well, Paige's sun's going down. I think it's that time we put our head down and work. Montage in 1, 2, 3.
Go.
Montague.
Well, it's time for the final push before the sun goes down. And now that we're comfortable with this nail gun, we're absolutely firing on all nails. You get it? Yeah, I know. That's a bad joke. And just like that, we have the base of a tiny cabin. And it's just the start of many things to come.
There we go.
Wow, we got a base. It's actually really cool. You can picture kind of how the two bases will come together and the rough size of it. It's kind of, obviously we knew what size it was going to be, but to actually physically see, pretty cool.
Ain't big.
It's tiny. I think the only thing left to say is we're builders now.
Are we?
No, we made a base.
It may not look like much, but it's a start. And over the next coming weeks, we're going to build a tiny home. Hopefully before the snow falls. So feel free to follow along. And if you don't want to follow along for us, do it for Benji. Just look how adorable he is. We'll see you here next Sunday at 9:30 Eastern. Okay, bye.